the ability to take AK magazines. Now let me talk one more thing. Oops. Welcome to the MrBigKid channel, and welcome to the CMMG Dissent Mark 47 pistol. Here's a trivia question for you guys. What company produced the first cartridge firing revolver, and what year was that first revolver produced? Let me know in the comments section below what you guys think. Get yourself a heart or a burrito emoji. Let's get on with the video. So if you guys remember, a few months back, I actually flew out to the CMMG factory and outpost range because they had a release on their new Mark 47 Dissents. We tried all sorts of Dissent. It had maybe 6 or 7 variants. We fired thousands of rounds to those things. Now the Mark 47 essentially is an AR style platform that's basically cut out to accept AK-47 style magazines or AK style magazines. What's cool about this is you don't have those funky 7.62x39 AR mags. These are actual AK mags. Dime a dozen, not expensive. You can get them anywhere you can get standard 5.56 AR mags. This guy is the 12.5-inch version. What you see on the end right here, this is my Rexcelentium 308 can. Direct threaded. Now, like I said, it's a 308 can. 7.62x39 is a 30 caliber round, just like the 308 is. So it's a great fit. Let's start with basic specs, and then we'll talk about features, and then we'll talk about performance. 12.5-inch barrel with a 1 in 10 twist. The barrel is a 4150 chromoly barrel, an 11-inch handguard. So on a 12.5-inch barrel, that thing is basically like right there on the end. So it gives almost that flush fit suppressor profile to it. Looks really good. So inside, what you don't see is there is an adjustable gas block. There's a little set screw right on the top front part of that gas block, so you can adjust it if you want to shoot suppressed, unsuppressed. You can kind of tweak it to perform the best. You can also tweak it because, as you know, there are tons of different 7.62x39 rounds out there. The stuff I'm shooting is old. It's steel cased. It's half of it's like lacquer coated. It's some dirty stuff. I can't really adjust this because I had dumped it all in an ammo can. So it's all a bunch of different stuff. But whatever setting this was set to from factory is perfect. Here's your handguard. It's an M-LOK handguard. Now there's a cutout on both sides for the charging handle right here. This is its charging handle, and it's a non-reciprocating charging handle. So once you charge your gun and then it's forward in its locked position, you can actually use that. You can put your thumb around it without having to worry about losing your thumb. So you take this and then you slide it back. You can actually pull the charging handle out, and then you drop it in the next side, and then boom. Now you have the charging handle on the right side of the gun. So if you are a lefty and you like to charge with your dominant hand, or if you just like to do that, you know, cool little AK rack, you know, like the cool AK operators do, by all means you can. So, cool feature, universal charging handle, and it's non-reciprocating, just the way I like it. You also notice that charging handle isn't towards the front of the handguard, it's actually about midway through. What's nice is if you're shooting behind barricades, you don't have to worry about the handguard popping that bolt out of battery. Not to mention there's a little latch right here on the charging handle to help keep it in place too. So like I said, this is a pistol, so this right here is the SB Tactical polymer brace right here. It's a very rigid brace. Moving down, CMMG has what's called the zeroed accessories, and all the Dissents come with those accessories. I took the linear compensator off of it because I put the suppressor on as a direct thread. However, it comes with a linear compensator, and I guess I'm probably showing you that B-roll right now of what it looks like. It's an effective compensator, works really well. That said, it's not obnoxious, so it's not going to blast the sound sideways too much. It's linear, so it's a forward blasting compensator. Again, moving down, other zeroed accessories is this trigger right here. This is a single stage 4.5 pound trigger. Got a slight curve to it. It's not a very aggressive curve. I love flat triggers myself, so it's kind of a hybrid between the flat and then a standard curved trigger. Now right here in the back, you have an ambidextrous 60 or 90 degree safety selector. So that safety selector is ambidextrous, so it's on both sides of the gun. On the configuration it's in, the left side is slightly longer than the right side. You also have the CMMG zeroed grip right here. So the gas system of the Dissent is a direct impingement, and the action is actually called a compact action. What that means is you don't need a buffer tube. So instead, there's a cap on the end of the receivers right here, and this is where you have your Picatinny rail. You have a little 1913 rail right back here. You can attach whatever devices you want, whether it's a folding stock or a folding brace. Overall, the Dissent is packed with a bunch of different features, and what's really cool about this guy too, let me actually show you what that compact action looks like. Here it is right here. Now this is one heavy duty bolt. It's basically a 308 bolt. This gun is made to handle all the crappiest 7.62 steel cased ammo out there. It's not a picky gun. It'll chew up whatever you put inside this thing, which is a huge benefit. I also noticed the extractor is very, very beefy. I've had issues with 7.62 firearms before that use the AR bolt. The extractors tend to break because there's so much pressure, especially when you put a suppressor on it and you get a lot more back pressure than just a standard shooting unsuppressed. That extractor has a tendency to break and get out of spec. Put thousands of rounds through these guys and there's no issues. I don't see any kind of premature wear. It's built up, it's a beefy gun, but the 12.5-inch version makes it not as bulky as a full 16-inch rifle. I really like that, and it looks good with the suppressor. All right, let's talk about performance, feel, and function. I'm a huge fan of the Dissent line. I have one in 45, which I haven't done a video on yet, but I also have one in 5.56, and now I have this one in 7.62 by 39. They're one of the finest AR platforms I've had yet to experience. I love the bufferless system. I love that compact action. There's less inertia moving back and forth inside your receivers. Keeps the guns down. So shooting a powerful round like the 7.62 by 39 is really tameable in something like this. As far as function, they function great. The zeroed trigger has a nice light trigger pull to it, a nice reset on it as well. 60, 90 degree ambidextrous selectors. They're low profile, they don't get in the way. I like the function of the handguard. You have a monolithic look to it. They'll have a quality control process. When I was in their factory, they take every gun, they bring it into their little mini shooting range inside their factory, and they test fire each one that goes out. Performance is great. It doesn't recoil that much at all. It's actually really nice, and I love the versatility. I'm a huge fan of modular guns. That's why I like the P365 series and the P320 series from SIG, because I like being able to do stuff to your gun to make it yours and to customize it. Not that they need to be customized, but you definitely can. So this Dissent, this specific model without the accessories, so without the brace back here, obviously no suppressor, it's gonna run you about 2,100 bucks. Now that said, it's not a cheap gun. However, it's by no means, in my opinion, overpriced. And they need to be able to keep products on the shelves, and they have quality products. They're constantly going through different research and development and engineering. All of that costs money. Not to mention you're getting a heck of a gun for that price too. Yeah, that's a top tier price for an AR. Now, first of all, like I said, the Dissent is the most impressive line, in my opinion, from CMMG. They do a bunch of cool stuff, and I'm sure they got some cool stuff coming out too. The Mk47 itself is one of the most fun Dissent lines out there because of the fireballs this thing throws, the sheer power of that 7.62 by 39 round, the ability to take AK magazines. Now let me talk one more thing. Oops, let's go ahead. Let's put it back together real quick. One thing I forgot to mention, AK-47 magazines in general don't support any kind of a bolt hold open on last round. So including on this guy, when you're shooting a magazine and you run out, you fire your last round, it's not gonna hold the bolt open. The magazines just don't support that technology. However, there is a magazine hold open and release right down here on the side. So if you do need to lock that bolt back, you can lock it back. You press down on this lever right here and it holds that bolt back. Now you can press the upper paddle and then it sends the bolt home. Overall, the Mk47 is probably one of the most fun CMMG Dissents out there on the market right now because of the sheer power and extremely tameable firearm too. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys later.